Free Japan Channel FJC today, December 4th, 2023. The time is noon here in Yokohama. The sun is at the highest spot of this day. The sky is winter sky, blue, and there may be some clouds there, here and there. Dear listeners, how are you doing? I'm Matsumoto speaking. Today's topic is, what is Sansei Party? The aim of this FJC broadcasting is to introduce Japanese political situation to the overseas listeners, and today I would like to introduce Sansei Party to you. This party was established 3 years ago, 2020, so relatively it's a new party, and there is one congressman, so diet member, and over 140 local municipal members. This party is relatively new, as I said, but it is very unique in the Japanese political arena because this party, Sansei Party, declares itself to be a conservative party, genuine conservative party. For a long time in Japanese politics, Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, was or has been said to be a conservative party. But for 20 years or so, this LDP has changed its nature, and now this LDP, the Liberal Democratic Party, can be said to be a liberal party, not conservative party, because it allows the influx of immigrant laborers into Japan, for example, or they don't mention LDP members don't mention the amendment of Japanese Constitution, or they are so unaware of indirect invasion of foreign countries to Japan, especially China. In this way, LDP cannot be relied on as a conservative party, and other traditional parties are all radical or liberal, so left-wing, so to speak. Curiously speaking, in Japanese politics, there is no conservative party, substantial party. And in this picture appears Sansei Party. Japanese Sansei means participation in politics. So Sansei Party aims at everyone, but especially the party members participating in politics. Now, Japanese is a democratic country, and Japanese system is also a democratic system, but the voting rate is very low. In the national election, it is roughly 50%. And speaking of the local election, voting rate is 30 or 25. So this means the politics is not decided. The direction of politics is not decided by the majority of people, but by some politicians. This is not democracy at all. So Sansei Party has the objective that the more voting rate should be achieved, and more people should participate in politics, and more people should run for the election themselves, not only voting, but also running for the election. This is the aim of Sansei Party. And the uniqueness of the Sansei Party is that this party is trying to serve as conservative party instead of the LDP. The Sansei Party proposes that we should remake, not amend, but remake the constitution of Japan, and we should increase the power, the faculty of defense from the outside, and we should protect our assets of Japan from the purchasing power from overseas. Especially Chinese agents are said to buy many assets of Japan, not only land, but also various facilities, including water source. And this is a very worrying or appalling situation for Japanese, because it can lead to the indirect invasion of Japan from the overseas agents, particularly China. The LDP should have been aware of this situation and should have taken the appropriate steps to protect Japan from the overseas influence. But LDP is now very powerless because, as I said, it is a liberal party and very welcome to the overseas influence. So LDP cannot be relied on in the present situation. So here comes the meaning of Sansei Party. Sansei Party emphasizes the importance of self-defense as a conservative party, but it has two other purposes for the political party. Another is the health of people, or healthy food for the people. Food is not discussed in politics, but Sansei Party members emphasize the importance of food. Of course, food is a very capital of our life, and it is very important, but it cannot be discussed in the present situation. Here in Japan, many additives or chemical ingredients are included in food without our knowing it. So this is very problematic, especially for the children who build our future society, future Japan. So Sansei Party aims at the healthier food and more strict regulations for food additives. Organic food, locally grown food, is recommendable in this sense. And the third aim of Sansei Party is education. Education is the system where children are taught the wisdom of the past and the capability to adjust to the present society and the future society. So education molds children, in one word. But here in Japan, the education was influenced by the left-wing teachers, so to speak, or red teachers, bluntly speaking. They means the red teachers educated children that children should hate Japan or Japanese past or Japanese tradition, and the the world is better place than Japan, and Japan should always be ashamed of itself. So this is a very distorted educational policy, but unfortunately, this policy has been conducted in the Japanese Japanese school, Japanese educational institution for many decades, unfortunately. So Sansei Party wants to amend this trend of education, and it should Sansei Party emphasizes the significance of being proud of its nation, its state. For us, Japan, we should be proud of Japan. Of course, in the past there were many unfortunate events or shameful events even for Japanese ourselves, that our ancestors made a huge mistakes, blunders, and made crimes in the war crime perhaps in the overseas. So we should consider these facts, historical facts, and we shouldn't forget them. But it has nothing to do with the pride that we would have in our country. Every nation has its own pride, even if its past was colored or its past was full of some blunders or shameful events or cruel invasion to other countries. Even if so, every nation has its pride and indoctrinates the pride into the people. This is the way in the world. But Japan, as it was defeated by the United Nations in the 20th century, in the Second World War. So the educational policy here in Japan was such a self-torturing, so to speak, self-torturing policy that teachers teach children the bad aspects of the Japanese history. So Japanese students cannot love their own country, cannot love their own region, cannot love themselves. And Sansei Party wants to revise this distorted educational attitude to the genuine one. Here in Japan, the general election is said to be near, perhaps 2024 next year, now December 2023. So we should watch how Sansei Party will gain the voting rate in the next general election. If Sansei Party increases its influence in the Diet, then the atmosphere of the Diet or atmosphere in the Japanese politics will be changed drastically, because, as I said, there was no conservative party here in Japan or Japanese Diet. Then there comes the parliament members of genuine conservative policy. It will change the policy of the LDP, not only LDP, but Ishin Party and other liberal parties such as Democrats, Communist, or Komeito Party will also take into consideration that Sansei Party would have now gained the popularity among the people. So I think that Sansei Party is a very unique and, and worthy of observing here in present Japanese political situation. Thank you.